Colored people, Jews, are not white men's worst enemies. White men are not white men's worst enemies. White men's worst enemies are these liberated feminist white women who wants their, quote, freedom and their equality and their significance and their freedoms. And what they're saying is, I'm not going to suffer just to make you happy. I'm not going to live in poverty and just to make you happy. I'm not going to spend my whole life just to make you happy. So what she does, she says, I want you to make me happy. And the only way you're going to make me happy is if I can get out here and meet lots of men, flirt, and make lots of money and have power and buy things, anything I want. And if it takes using my body, well, I'm going to do that. That is the feminist liberated whore. She despises her husband. She despises her children. She despises marriage. And she works to take everything she can from the man she's married to and any other man she gets involved with. She's a taker. She's not a giver. A good woman submits, lets her husband take care of her through the hardest times, stays faithful, raises her kids, and accepts life's menial position and doesn't need the pleasures of life, the material things. And so if you run across a woman that says, I want to work, I want my freedom, let that bitch go. Let the stinking, filthy bitch go. She's headed towards another man anyway. And the only thing that would prevent that is for her to come to you, depend on you, trust you, and commit herself to you. And that's the one thing she's not going to do. She's a liberated feminist whore. And this is what you need to stay away from. There's two types of women. The filthy whore, the liberated feminist whore that wants her power and materialist things, who thumbs her nose up at God and marriage. And then there's the good woman who stays married, depends on her husband for everything. A lot of these women don't even drive. And you have a choice to make. Are you going to work and try to change some feminist woman? They don't change. In our society today, there is more and more of these kind of women. They're the ones that usually hook up with your Negroes and your Mexicans, and they join in. They have half-breeds, and they join in with the movement to liberate women and give them their freedom. And all these niggers end up with are whores. And they usually do the Negroes the same way they did the white guys. They're just tramps. They're filthy whores. And violence will come upon them. You will see them raped, murdered. Their own sons will turn against them. The courts will take their children from them and give them to their fathers, to their husbands. And these women will never learn. They will constantly chase new men, new excitements, and you just have to you have to keep away from this kind of a filthy, rotten woman. And save yourself a whole lot of heartaches.